What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Benched podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother and co-host, Go Lakers, Angel Tovar.
What's up? Okay, we're letting them know that H.N. just scored.
It's football time, baby.
H.N. just scored.
All right.
As we said, let AO. So if you have H.N. out there in fantasy, just score.
What a bummer. I started Jalen Wright. I am with so many people tonight.
We're
just going to be so disappointed tomorrow.
We'll just say as we're recording this, we're watching the game.
Game's going on. We got the big sis. Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday, Lisa. Yeah.
So we got a birthday dinner after this, so we got to get moving. Usually we would cover this game, but we will cover it on Monday's episode.
Yes.
So we'll touch it at least over the producer's desk. Single barrel action. Registered Packer owner Gabe Tovar. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Saw you guys last show. Awesome show.
Back in black.
Not that I hated it.
It's like a revolver over there instead of a shotgun.
Single barrel.
Single
revolver.
shot. Sniper shot.
Sniper shot.
So a single barrel is just a rifle. Yeah?
Oh,
No.
Like a sniper rifle.
I mean, there's Mossbergs that are single barrel shotguns.
We're getting too
You
complicated.
giant nerd.
You're just fucking Nazi. What's a Mossberg?
Well, he's wearing AC/DC.
Oh.
Isn't that Nazi?
How is this Nazi, man?
The
This
letter
is-
just
is
reminds me of
rock
Nazi
and roll
stuff.
history right here.
The lettering reminds me of Nazi
Fucking Marxist.
stuff.
Ay.
Marxist. Just like Kamala's father.
I know who you're voting for.
Don't do that.
Episode
Right there with you.
157. It is for Friday, September 13th, 2024. We are moving right through September, boys. It's almost Christmas time.
It's almost time.
October 1st,
Hold
I am
on.
playing
Pump the
Christmas
brakes.
music.
Mariah is
Pump
currently.
the brakes. We got Halloween.
They put Mariah outside right now. She's currently thawing.
she's defrosting, but it takes a minute.
For Christmas.
Listen, October 1st. The Christmas out.
I haven't started that early.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this last year, remember?
November 1st for me, but
There you
to each their
go.
own.
Post Halloween.
On this episode, we're going to get into the news, Friday's questions, Sunday's answers, and then game picks for week number 2. Cannot believe we're heading into week number 2. And obviously, it's getting started tonight with the Bills and the Dolphins going at it. That should be a fun one. We'll update you as the episode's going, but you'll have watched it already by the time you hear this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Please like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, all those awesome things. And thanks for following along with us here on the Bench Podcast here on YouTube. And then if you're listening on audio, because that's your flavor.
Audio.
Because you're one of those achievers and you have to listen to stuff and do stuff.
Oh, or you work a job.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Relax.
I was gonna say.
I was like, damn, that's harsh.
Or you're a blue collar worker who has
Like-
to drive all day.
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts, we're available on all those platforms. So in all seriousness, if you need to listen instead of watch, go check us out on those. And then follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search at Bench Show to follow the show between the show. And then, of course, benchedshow.com is where we are at on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
We got a new article going up this morning from Greg Fryer. And
Man, he's killing it.
Yeah, you find a link for that in the details below, and should be a good one because he's
cooking
killing
it up. He's
Go
cooking it up.
read the stuff he's put up.
Yeah.
It's awesome. If you're just a football nerd like us, it's just good stuff to read.
Good shit.
Yeah, articles on fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. That's called the Benched Beat. What he's doing there. All right, boys, I got some odds for you, some scary odds. Okay, all of our teams are either 1-0 or 0-1.
Let's not say which
just
one.
because of math.
Yep.
That's how week one works.
And so I got some odds
Okay.
about 2-0 or 0-2 starts.
Oh,
It is a very,
God.
very important week, okay? Teams that start 2-0 are 63.9% chance to make the playoffs.
Seems pretty
So,
good.
Pretty good. This is wild. If you start 0-2, your chances of making the playoffs are 11.5.
That's crazy. How
0-2, it drops down to 11.5.
I mean, we're picking the games later, but who do you think, Broncos or Pittsburgh this weekend? That's a tough one. Please.
2-0, you're also 41% to win your division. If you go to 0-2, you go down all the way to 6% to win your division.
that math
Only
is-
6% of teams that go 0-2 win the division. So if you go to 0-2, you are straight up going for a wild card.
So you're saying that this is a must-win for half the league.
It gets even better. If you're 2-0, you have a 7.6 chance to win the Super Bowl. If you're 0-2, you have a 1% chance to win the
That's
Super Bowl.
crazy.
So Green Bay doesn't have a crazy story this year.
Yeah, you're about to have some wild shit happen.
Crazy
As Malik Willis enters the
Yeah.
frozen tundra.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
About to tear shit up, Malik.
Let's get into the news. All right, guys, we got a nice little show here, and I'm excited about it. And there may be an opening on the worldwide leader. That is ESPN, because Manningcast is going down the tubes. No one's watching that.
That's crazy.
On Monday night, Manningcast set an all-time low for viewership record during the Jets and 49ers. That's rough on the first Monday Night Football game of the year, because everyone's watching that. I think there's 21 million people tuning in to watch that. And
they're going against Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Yikes.
That's so
they
hard.
They even had Bill Belichick.
Maybe that's why.
I told you he's not great on TV.
I think the problem is, too, is that they are on another channel, so it's like you really have – it's not just picking. It's not just a sign you want to listen to them. You have to, like – It's all in on the Manningcast or what we see as fans. So
right.
And Angel nailed it. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. You can't beat that.
And you're not really watching the game because it's just I don't want to watch the game in the little window.
Yeah.
Like what size TV do you have?
Yeah.
So I think it's just not going to work.
That stinks. It's a
not
good concept, but then when you get to one to watch the game, like no, I don't care who they're interviewing. I want to watch football.
And let's be honest, they're awesome. Like Peyton's on the wall. He's one of our favorite athletes for sure. Eli played for the Giants, and Bill Belichick and all the cool guests they have on there. It's just not interesting enough. Is the bottom line?
Yeah,
it's not interesting enough.
Yeah.
And I'd rather watch that if Buck and Aikman were doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather just give me a shot of Buck and Aikman in the booth.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. So that's down to 2. It might be an opportunity. Benchcast.
Benchcast.
I wouldn't want to do it.
If no one watches them.
Well, we talked. I don't know if this was before everyone else joined the show, but episode 100. But we were talking about the Kelsey cast.
Yeah, we talked about that a long time ago.
Kelsey cast one day when Travis retires.
To have those guys at halftime.
I'd watch that. But I'm also an Eagle fan, and his jersey's right behind me. So.
Do you guys actually think this works though? Like going live during? I mean, it's Payne Man. These are Hall of Famers right here. They're talking football while football's on.
To be fair,
does this concept work?
Okay, in the broader scope of things, what isn't ex Hall of Fame players now in football content?
Also,
everything is.
Eli Manning is not entertaining.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's ex players. Just because you're an ex player, I'll say it, doesn't mean you're interesting. It just doesn't.
Okay, let's say Pat McAfee, very entertaining guy. If he does this, are you watching that? Like if Eagles are playing on Monday night,
I'm not watching it, but I think more people are watching it because he's interesting.
McAfee's very interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't care that Peyton Manning won Super Bowls. He's not interesting. Honestly, Tom Brady might flame out because even though he's Tom Brady, if he's not interesting, no one cares.
I'm just with Angel here, where it's like I rather just watch my team play football.
Yeah, I don't want to be distracted. Like you have Kevin Hart on there. I love Kevin Hart. When my team's on Monday night, I don't want to interview Kevin Hart. I want to watch the Broncos.
Or like when your fantasy team is fight. It's like you're fighting for that last the last drop of breath for your team.
Anyway, rough days for the Manningcast. Let's see if it gets better for them. Probably not. Let's move on here. The Jaguars doing something interesting here. Their home field would be known as TrEverbank Stadium for their home opener against the Browns. This comes after the Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence and his collaboration with the stadium naming rights sponsor at Everbank, usually what it's called. So
TrEverbank, they lost.
Welcome to TrEverbank.
They're 0-1 against this on this quarterback who hasn't proven anything. Let's name the whole stadium for 1 week after Trevor.
I've never
Lawrence.
seen someone just giving the kid the keys to the city for doing absolutely nothing.
Have you won a playoff game? Have you done anything for our team besides be picked number 1 overall? Nope.
We have a post right now. If you haven't seen it, it's a very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy versus CJ Stroud.
Oh, yeah.
Where we are arguing the merits of those two guys. I don't care where you stand on those two guys. Trevor Lawrence doesn't sniff that conversation.
No. And I was hard on Brock Purdy. He's light years ahead of Trevor Lawrence. Just leaps and bounds.
Well, I'll say this. Trevor Lawrence was balling week 1.
1 touchdown.
A couple weeks ago, we were looking
That's balling for Trevor Lawrence.
1 touchdown, and you lost. I don't care. I think most.
What was that game?
I was going to say a couple weeks ago, we were doing the comparison, him and Daniel Jones, and very similar. And the fans in New York are booing Daniel Jones at the stadium.
Yeah, say it. It needs to be said.
All stats are the same. They're not the same level.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is definitely better than Daniel Jones.
No, that's fine, but I'm just saying it's for what they elevate this guy to.
It's interesting, though, that they're the same.
The stats are similar.
Yeah, they're similar. They're not the. It's just
maybe a couple more wins. Maybe
we're not having this conversation.
We're not. I'm not.
Daniel Jones is literally the worst quarterback in the NFL.
He might be. He's worse than Deshaun Watson, who's also ass.
Yeah, I mean,
Trevor Lawrence is.
How good is Lawrence?
Okay, it's not about how good. It's how bad Daniel Jones is. He hasn't thrown a touchdown since the beginning of the 2023 season.
Since week 2.
Since week 2. Last year.
This is week 2 now.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So let's move on. I could talk for a while about Daniel Jones. This is also another interesting story, Ainge, out of Denver. I love gravitas. I love testosterone. Courtland Sutton might be a little bit off his rocker here, though. Courtland Sutton on doing whatever it takes to beat the Steelers. He says, if I got to put my hands on TJ Watt, I'm going to do that. So, secret weapon against TJ Watt.
I think
Courtland Sutton. That's not going to go well, Courtland.
It's not. He's not saying he's going to ISO block him. I'm saying if I need to chip him, I'll chip him.
Stop.
I don't think this is like, I'll do whatever it takes to win. I don't mind this at all.
Gabe, what's your take on this?
He's not saying I'm going to go one-on-one TJ Watt and I'm going to block him. It's like, if I need to, I will.
He's putting the language out there that, like, oh, here's the solution to stopping this Pittsburgh team. And it's stopping possibly the best defensive player in the league.
He is the best, but
listen, this is hilarious.
I think it's just how he's making it sound like, oh, I know the answer.
Yeah. It's almost like if you're sending your kid to school and his dad is Conor McGregor, right?
Right.
And then he comes home complaining that his son is picking on your son, and you're like, you know what? If I need to go to school and put hands on Conor McGregor, I will. It's like, well,
sweetheart, please don't do that.
I hope you don't, because that's not the answer to the problem here of TJ Watt.
I just want to win. And whatever it takes, dude. Dude, guard his knees. Something. Stop
TJ
him.
Watt absolutely wrecked the Falcons single-handed last week. And
He's pretty phenomenal.
yeah, maybe they just need Courtland Sutton to put his hands on him.
I think Courtland Sutton has to put his hands on him.
They had the missing piece. Broncos have it, though.
Yeah,
so
we got it.
should be really good.
Live update. Tua just threw a pick.
Second pick of the day.
So that's 2 picks on the day.
Do you have a box score in front of you? Does Jalen Wright have a carry or anything?
I have not seen him on the field. It's been all A-chain, and then they brought Jeff Wilson in for...
Why do I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Why do I do this to myself?
Did you start him?
I started him.
Oh, my.
I'm playing. Here's the situation. I'm playing the best team in the league.
Oh,
Okay,
my.
and so I thought
Just take a
I'm
swing.
gonna take a huge.
You're
swing
hoping
here.
for an A-chain, not long-term, but
I was hoping
injury.
he was hobbled.
He
And
looks
but he's
looks pretty good.
played every down. Okay, week one's players of the week are out, and we want to talk about it real quick because there's some surprises on here, I think.
Balled out.
The first one is a guy that I will raise my hand and say, I was wrong on this guy.
Yeah.
He might be the perfect fit, and he might be the reason this team takes the next step as an offense. Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon had 30 carries. Not sure they'll have that many carries. They ran the most plays in the league in week one. So I don't think this has a chance of happening again as far as 30 carries. But the fact that he can play this role, it's almost like what goes on in Arizona. Like you have this wide open offense, like this high-powered offense, but juiced up to C.J. Stroud and, Nico and Tank and Stephon Diggs. And then you have this power runner who is going to get a lot of space to work with, and I think he's going to do well with it.
30 carries, 157 yards, a touchdown, average 5.3 yards per carry. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked fantastic.
I mean, he always looked good, but he looked pretty good.
He got some new legs there.
Yeah, and
New legs.
Honestly, good for him. He goes from the Bengals to the Texans. It's pretty lucky. Not a lot of players do that.
Bills, defensive end Gregory Rousseau,
Yep.
one of our favorite players. He's playing tonight.
He balled out.
He is their best pass rusher, and they need him to be
3
the guy.
sacks, week 1.
They need him.
Balled out.
Chris Boswell, Steelers kicker. That tells you all you need to know about the Steelers offense. That their kicker.
Field position.
Yeah. He's going to kick a lot of field.
Yeah,
Ice up, Chris.
Get warmed up, buddy.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley. I won't rub that in because it's against the Packers. But he had a great debut.
No, rub it in, dude.
He had an amazing debut.
The hat trick, right?
Like everything I could have hoped for.
Yeah.
Because I saw the burst. I saw them actually give him the ball.
Pass catching skills.
Pass catching. I was thoroughly impressed with
I think outside of
Saquon.
that, too, just it being his initial game, you had bigger questions to answer. Was the trade right? Were you going to be a good fit? And he answered it, regardless of what his stats were, he answered.
That coupled with the Giants just being absolute garbage. It was a perfect game for the Eagles. Tyreek Stevenson, the Bears cornerback, balled out. And he's going to fall out all year. That defense is going to be so freaking good. Yeah. He is CB2 on that team, by the way.
They remind me, their secondary is a lot closer to the Jets than people think.
Bears are going to, Eberflus is going to keep his job just because of that.
That defense is talented.
Bears defense.
Also, you face Will Levis every week. He'll give you a couple picks.
Who are they playing this week?
Rodgers, right? No. The Bears that's Titans are playing Rodgers. I'm sorry.
Bears, Texans.
Oh, God.
I'll put it to the test.
Let's go, baby.
That's a good game.
Let's go. And then Jake Moody for the 49ers. He kicked a ton of field. I think he scored like 18 points himself. A couple 50-yarders for that Monday night game.
Yeah, I got a little bit of beef with this Players of the Week list. Where's my boy Reed at?
He
balled out too. I don't know where he
I
is.
mean,
I don't think he had enough touches.
Even
and
had a
stuff.
touchdown.
Who
called
did
back.
he-
Where's my boy?
What do you have? 3 catches or whatever?
Over
Four catches.
So you put him over Saquon?
Not over Saquon. I'll put him over.
No,
He's
it's
NFC.
AFC.
No. I'll put him over a kicker. He definitely had that
Well, I
kind of
think it's
impact
special-
for the.
It's special teams.
Special teams.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it was all offense. Never mind.
That would
Still
be-
though.
yeah.
Honorable mention. He did ball out.
Honorable mention, something Reed. What's his first name? I'm so sorry.
Jaden.
Reed. I almost said
He
Devon.
did ball out.
Remember that.
My bad.
He balled out, but Saquon, and also his name recognition. Jaden Reed's got to do like
Let me tell you a little something about Jaden Reed, who he reminds me of.
Please say it.
I see a little Tyreek in there.
Thank you.
I see a little Tyreek.
I don't know who reminds you. He's very good with
Moves
ball in his
different,
hands.
ball in his hands, and yet he has that Tyreek power. Like
To
he's
break
a
tackles.
strong man.
He can
That's,
break tackles.
not some little bitch, little fast running back. Oh, wideout.
What'd you call him?
You see, he's a little bitch.
He's not some little bitch. He's a little bitch. No,
he said that's a little, he said that's a little bitch.
he's not some little bitch, fast speed guy who can't break tackles. He's actually pretty good.
not at all.
Good for him. Good with the Packers too.
Okay,
He's by
let's-
far your best wideout. By
Let's
far.
take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Friday's questions, Sunday's answers. Be right back. This segment is brought to you by Dad Gang Hats. Dad Gang makes the highest quality hats in the apparel industry because they use premium materials, pay close attention to detail, and prioritize durability and comfort. With so many styles, colors, and designs, they absolutely have the right hat for you and the dad in your life. Use code BENCHED76826. That's BENCHD 76826 for 15% off your first purchase. Shop Dad Gang Hats, quality hats for quality dads. Okay, let's get into it. Friday's questions, Sunday's answers. All right, this is a segment where we get into the questions that we have that can only be answered on Sunday on the gridiron, in between the lines, with the pad strapped on. This is why we love it so much. It's kind of a put up or shut up type
Yeah, it really is.
segment. What do you got?
Yeah, my first addition to Friday's questions and Sunday's answers. Will we see improvement from the Jets versus the Tennessee Titans?
Jets, Jets.
Yeah, last week, Aaron Rodgers on Monday night, 13 for 21, 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The pick was kind of a bounce-off pick, not crazy on him, but still. Brees Hall, only 16 carries for only 54 yards. Garrett Wilson, 6 catches, 60 yards. The defense, this Mon defense, gave up 401 yards, 180 yards rushing with 2 rushing touchdowns, and 221 through the air.
I was just going to say, is the improvement, which is wild to say, the improvement that we need to see from the Jets, is it from the defense?
I mean,
What day and age are we living in?
part of the appeal of
Can they stop the run?
But yeah, part of the appeal of the Jets' whole thing was Rodgers didn't have to do a lot. But if you give up as many points and yards as you did Monday night, you kind of have to do a lot offensively.
Right, and
the
you're playing
Titans
against a good offense, one of the top offenses in the league.
and the Titans gave up. I know it was against Caleb Williams, but still, a professional football team only gave up 148 total yards for Chicago Week 1. Had a
Defense played well.
game stealing pick, and we just talked about Tennessee all offseason. Snead, they've revamped that defense enough to where they're actually a pretty good defensive unit. Good against the run, which means Brees Hall will have a tough go again. Only 2 sacks, but allowed 84 rushing yards and 98 passing yards to the Bears allowed no touchdowns in total. Tennessee.
If you could narrow it down to 1 or 2 things you want to see them improve this week, what is it?
Well, the Titans, so far from what we've seen from Pollard and Spears, they can run the ball. I want to see them stop the run. Basic. Because once you stop the run, you force them to play to your strength, which is your pass defense, those DBs.
Right.
Get the run game stopped and get rhythm. Don't even tear it up. Just get rhythm on offense or start the beginnings of rhythm. Because on Monday night, it was kind of choppy, kind of like we're kind of just figuring out still.
Well, I'll even add to that. I think get Brees Hall going. Or maybe I should say Brees Hall, get yourself going.
Yeah.
Because I think Brees Hall being off schedule kind of messed with their offense a little bit, put them in 3rd and long, and got them off the field, and then they had a hard time with getting their defense off the field. And it was just a time of possession clinic put on by the Niners.
Yeah, and Rodgers didn't. I mean, he looked okay, but
I think fine, yeah.
I think he's gonna get week by week. He'll feel better moving.
Yeah.
So
I also want to see Mike Williams start to get more involved in this offense.
Yeah.
I think they need him very badly.
And Rodgers need to trust someone else, not named Brees Hall or Garrett Wilson. He's opening it up a little bit.
All right, mine is over in the AFC North with a team that a lot of us, it's crazy. Some people pick them for the Super Bowl, and some people like me pick them to have a rough season. I want to see Cincinnati Bengals. Is there any sign of life in Cincinnati? Can Joe Burrow pick up a water bottle without wincing? Honestly,
Don't like that was
that was the stupidest.
I saw it and
Twitter thing.
I was waiting for something to happen, and
Yeah.
he drank it. I'm like, what? That was it?
That was
like, come on,
wild.
stop, people.
But in all seriousness, Joe Burrow went 21 for 29, 164 yards only, 3 sacks, had a 55 QBR. I mean, just not a good look for this Bengals offense that we're used to being kind of a high-fly act. Zach Moss and Chase Brown in the backfield were kind of just okay. Jamar Chase, kind of quiet game, just 60 yards. And T. Higgins isn't going to play again. So we'll see. We'll see. I just say it like that. Like, we'll see, because I want to see some signs of life from this Bengals team. Because I read the stats. You go 0-2. Your odds of doing anything are in the toilet.
And I think there couldn't be a worse team to play against when you're trying to get right. They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll play good against them, but still, it's the Chiefs.
That's the next point I'll make, is that we are used to we have one person in our arsenal who can stand up against the great and mighty Patrick Mahomes. That has been Joe Burrow.
Yep.
He's been the guy he's been the people's champ, at times.
Yep.
And it's going to be weird if he goes in there and they get boat raced again.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be, I think, very deflating for them, because they're going to realize we are very far away from playing on the same field with the best teams in the league. And I think it could be the beginning of something very, very bad. I need to see signs of life from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I want to see the running game get going. I just want to see Burrow have a big game. Even if they lose, I need to see that Burrow's, I know they always start slow, and it's only week 2, but you're going against the Chiefs. And I think if you can't, get yourself up for the Chiefs, what do you, I think there's already been some little trash talk between some Bengal cornerbacks and Xavier Worthy. Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's get this team. Maybe this team needs a little fire under their belly. You get a little back on the wall kind of. I would like to see it, and I really do believe that if there's anyone who could do it, it'd be Joe Burrow, who's for some reason good against the Chiefs.
Yep. What you got?
Oh yeah, my second question is: any chance Deshaun Watson struggles that we see Jameis Winston?
This early, I doubt it.
Last week versus Dallas, Jameis Winston, Mr. $46 million per year, 24 for 45, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and threw 57%. Last week, offensively, the Browns were 2 and 15 on third down, and he was sacked 6 times. About as bad as an offensive performance as you can get. And if you watch the game, he was a mess.
They're playing the Jags, and I think the defense looked decent last week against the Dolphins, and I think it's going to be bad news for the Browns, but I don't think Deshaun Watson gets pulled this early. I think he gets at least 6 games.
I'm going to read you some of his career Browns accolades.
Why
Since
not?
joining the Browns, he's thrown 15 touchdowns, 11 picks, and it has a QB rating of 65. Since joining the Browns,
Okay.
yeah, he has had
Really?
15 touchdowns, 11 picks,
Yep.
QBR of 65, but this is what the Browns fans' calling card is: career record 8-5 as a member of the Cleveland Browns. That's all they lean on. Even though last week they looked pretty bad, so did Watson. It's just hard to watch. He's currently the 11th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I don't know how long.
I think there are bigger problems there than Deshaun Watson. I know everyone wants to pile on Deshaun Watson because he's an easy target. He's an easy guy not to like in general. And then, he gets paid that contract. That also makes him very easy not to like. But I think we're overdoing it a little bit. I agree. He's not obviously in the top half of the best quarterbacks in the league, but he's not Daniel Jones. He's not Bryce Young. I think he's better than those guys. And I think they're going to play okay. I think they're missing huge elements of things that made the Browns great just a year or two ago. Mostly the running game. Mostly that offensive line. He got sacked, like you said, 6 times. We never saw that happen to the Browns before. And so, yeah, a lot. If there's a blame pie, over 50% goes to Sean Watson. Absolutely. He definitely hasn't been the 47 or whatever he said, $1 million man that he was paid to be. But this Brown team has a lot bigger problems. Not bigger problems, but a lot more problems than Deshaun Watson, I think.
I don't know. I watched him week 1. I haven't seen what he had in Houston since he's been on the Browns. And last year why I think it'd be a quick pull is because last year, like we did it with Joe Flacco. In this, which means like if we can get a quarterback who can just operate it, we can win. And they're not win. I know that they're only 0-1, but if they go 0-2 or if they struggle at halftime, they're down big. Like we need something to jumpstart this offense, and Watson's the only kind of quarterback's obviously the biggest weapon of offense where you can just jumpstart stuff. I just don't see it.
Well, I'll say this: Deshaun Watson didn't give up 130 yards to Ramondre Stevenson. I think this defense needs to show up. That's what got them to the playoffs last year, and I think Week 1 they need to bear some responsibility in that loss and how terrible it was. Because Ramondre Stevenson on a team that has no weapons, the Patriots, and is starting Jacoby Brissett. You let Ramondre Stevenson run all over you. Ramondre Stevenson, I think, led the league last week in yards after contact. So they just physically imposed themselves on the Browns. We are not used to seeing that happen to a Browns defense. And I don't know. For those reasons, I just don't think the Deshaun Watson hook is coming in Week 2. I would be very, very surprised.
Good luck, Browns. Good luck watching that because that's going to be hard to... God, him and Trevor Lawrence on the field, they deserve each other.
Here's my last one here. I want to see if two young coaches in general that I am looking at this week who are playing with maybe one hand tied behind their back, playing with less than ideal rosters, playing with less than ideal number of stars. That is Mr. LaFleur in Green Bay and Mr. McVay in LA. McVay, of course, missing his center, his right tackle, and his wide receiver 1 or 2, however you want to see it. Missing some key guys there.
Yeah.
Green Bay, of course, missing their quarterback. And so I think, like Shanahan on Monday night, I think when these young coaches are challenged, we really get to see what they're made of, what can they do schematically to emphasize, the better parts of their team and minimize the missing pieces of their team. Because Shanahan was missing Christian McCaffrey, and they look just fine without him. I think Shanahan gets a gold star for that. I want to see a similar thing from number 1 in Green Bay. I don't know what you do because it's the quarterback, so I think it's a little tougher in Green Bay. But Malik Willis can run the ball. I think if you make the playbook short enough for him to do well, I think you see a lot of RPO. I think you see tough running, and I think you see ball control. And was Josh Jacobs the right call? We're going to find out when they play the Colts because that's not an easy matchup. That's not an easy front to go against. Really look forward to that.
It's kind of weird, kind of low-key exciting.
I think it's super exciting.
When teams are like down like one of their best players, like I want to see these head coaches, and they got to be head coach for a reason. Yep. Like, let's see you flex a little bit. Let's see how deep you can go in that creativity bag where you can pull out these different formations and get people.
Because sorry.
No, I'm just saying Packers for not having obviously Jordan Love, huge deal, big deal, franchise quarterback. You still have 4 good wideouts, at least we think. Josh Jacobs, who's done it before, a good offensive line. You can be, and Willis, although he has his limitations, he does have skill.
Yeah,
he's a good runner. I guess he's a runner.
And you went and got him.
Yeah, you got him.
This is your guy you handpicked to be the backup.
You traded for him. Yep. In for this scenario exactly. In case Love gets hurt, he will step in and be the quarterback.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. Also, sorry, Gabe, I need to let you comment on that. What are you expecting from Malik Willis?
I mean, Christian Watson was interviewed today, and he was laughing, saying we're probably gonna have like 500 passing yards because Malik just tosses it in the deep ball like every single play. All right. It could be just, all right.
Malik Vick?
We understand we have. Let's just keep doing it. But, yeah, to your point with LaFleur, I feel like he's been tested since he stepped into the Packers. I mean, you're talking about going into the team with Aaron Rodgers, kind of grouchy. Yeah, you kind of need to work that out. You move off him, you go into Jordan Love. Right? Is Jordan Love going to actually work? Jordan Love hits kind of like a lull in his career. Can Matt LaFleur coach him into the better half of the season? Now he's a playoff coach. Now you lose your quarterback. Can you make Malik work for 3 to 4 weeks? So yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. It's exciting. I hate to see it because it's like we might have to suffer a couple losses, but it's exciting to see can LaFleur. You passed every test up to this point. Can you just get us through this one? Again, just going to my coach of the year point. I don't know what else he has to do to prove he's coach of the year, but if he gets through this, he's definitely coach of the year. If we get Love back and back to our winning ways,
already crowning coach of the year week 2.
That's wild.
But to the other team,
I think they need to win at least one game. They need to go at least 1-2.
Colts is going to be difficult,
and I think Love is back.
Colts is tough. God, that sucks. You're playing the Colts.
You got to go 1-2.
That's a tough one.
You might be done.
To go to the other team, to the Rams, just decimated offensive line. And then Puka Nacua, superstar wideout. We saw Cooper Kupp. Obviously, nice to have Cooper Kupp again, but still, you're very limited. Kyron Williams didn't perform well last week. We like to see him bounce back. Still, Sean McVay's he's very creative with how he gets guys open and his movement and everything he does is.
Yeah, I kind of almost even hate saying this about McVay because I feel like he's been in this position so many times where he's kind of made it work. But always looking forward to see it again. He's going to kind of a tough stretch here, and Puka Nacua is gone for 4 weeks at least. Yeah, we hear that he might be gone more.
Yeah, so
this is going to be something he's going to be dealing with for a while. No Plume, the tackle, and the center, Avila, they're going to be gone for a while as well. They're on IR. So they're going to be dealing with the schedule here in the next 4 weeks. That's the Cardinals, which not the greatest team, but a divisional opponent, and that's never easy.
Tough, yeah.
Then they go to the Niners, which is obviously not great. Yep. Then they play that Chicago defense in Chicago, and then they finish with the Packers. And I think in 3 weeks, I think Jordan Love's back. Yeah. And so I think they're playing Jordan Love and the Packers at home there for that fourth game without the full complement of offensive linemen. And so I think it's a tough schedule for the Rams. Yep. I think make or break the season here this early.
Yeah, and these two teams vying for it's funny, these two teams are good, but in each one of their divisions there's like an alpha, yeah. Lions and obviously the 49ers. Yeah. Curious to see if these teams can bounce back, get a wild card, get themselves into a position when they're fully healthy, they're within, striking distance of a playoff spot. Yeah.
Okay. Those are Friday's questions, Sunday's answers. Looking forward to it. That's going to be good.
Yeah, we too. There's good football. We're about to pick games right now. There's some good football on. Folks, enjoy it. We're in the heart of it.
Okay, we're going to get to something now that we call picks in almost a minute. The way it works is that we throw a clock in the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see it now. And we're going to get that started. And when the clock starts, Gabe will feed us the games. We will pick the games and try to get in a minute. We never do. And I don't really expect to this time. Okay, let's get into it. Week 2 game picks in almost a minute. I got a clock. When I say ready, set, go, begin reading those games. Ready, set, go.
The Raiders at the Ravens.
Ravens easy.
Ravens easy, yeah.
Chargers at the Panthers.
Go Chargers.
Chargers going to win. They're going to win big.
Yep.
Saints at the Cowboys.
Cowboys, I don't like it. Not confident.
Cowboys going to win.
The Bucks in Motown.
The Lions, sorry.
Lions will win.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Colts versus the Packers.
Do not use city nicknames, please.
Colts versus the Packers.
Tough one without Jordan Love, Colts.
I hate to do it, but it's going to be the Colts.
Yep.
The Browns at the Jaguars.
I'm not picking Deshaun Watson. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags.
49ers at Minnesota.
Niners in a close one.
I'm with you. Niners in a close one. Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots.
Seattle kicked some ass this week.
Nope, Patriots are going to win. I think they got a formula on how to win.
2-0, wow.
The Jets at the Titans.
Jets bounce back.
Jets easily.
The Giants versus Commanders.
Commandos because Daniel Jones.
Commanders and what's going to be the ugliest game of the week.
Yeah. Okay. The Rams versus the Cardinals.
Rams, they find a way.
Rams going to win.
Big one here. Bengals at Chiefs.
I'm believing in the hype. Joe Burrow. Bengals.
I'm believing in the 2-time champs. Patrick Mahomes. I think they're going to steamroll them.
The Steelers at the Broncos.
Denver.
Steelers are going to win, but whatever the over-unders, go under.
All right, Chicago at Texans is my favorite game of the week.
Texans going to smoke them. Not smoke, but they're going to win.
I'm going to go Chicago. I think the defense. Game. I think he struggles with that defense.
It's a good game.
And the Falcons versus Joey's Birds. Who do you guys got?
Falcons look better. Eagles win.
It's not even close. The Eagles are going to win.
All right, that's it.
Minute 32. Not bad.
Okay, all right.
This.
Yeah. It's like 17 seconds more than last week, I think.
A couple games.
Games that stick out. Let's talk about that. What you got?
Sunday Night Football. Bears, Texans.
Going to be a good one.
One of the few teams who can keep up with the depth of the Texans wideout core is the Chicago Bears. So that's going to be a fun matchup.
You just saw Tyreek Wilson win the Defensive Player of the Week. That's their quarterback, too. They're stacked at safety. Obviously, Jalen Johnson's lurking on the other side. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, Matt Eberflus is you got to give him credit for being one of the best defensive minds in the game. As soon as he took over that defense last year, they've been one of the best defenses in the league. Yeah.
Also, Caleb Williams on the other side, 98 yards, did not look great. I would like to see him in primetime when everyone's watching. I want to see this offense perform, even though it does look like, as of right now, Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen are a little iffy to be playing.
Rome Odunze is not going to play. I don't think he's going to play. Yeah. And Keenan Allen's a very, very long shot.
So already being hurt this early in the season, Keenan Allen's not good.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's I want to see Caleb Williams in primetime. And obviously Stroud, great superstar. We talk about him all day. I want to see Caleb Williams in this game.
Bears are going to this game's not going to be about Caleb Williams. This game's going to be about low-scoring affair. It's almost going to be like a Jets-type last year thing, except your quarterback's Caleb Williams, and can he make enough plays just to barely in the – I'm looking at him on third downs and in the red zone because they have to, and if they don't do it, they're not going to win. They have to make him a game manager. He's too young. He's not ready yet to hand him the whole offense and just go be Peyton Manning. He's not ready for that. Make him a game manager, run the ball, and let him shine on third downs and in the red zone. I think if they do that, they win.
Yeah, another game you picked was a little surprising. Patriots over Seattle in New England. That's interesting. Seattle played well last week.
Yeah, but I think Patriots at home, and I think there's a general good feeling. I think there's a buy-in to what the plan is there. I think Jacoby Brissett is one of those guys who just wins games. And he never does it sexy, and he never looks cool while he's doing it. But the team always loves him. The team always rallies around him. They have a legit star in the backfield in Ramondre Stevenson. They finally have a coach who wants to give him the ball. And I think they're going to win.
Everything you just said could be said for the Seahawks. But they have
Jacoby Brissett?
Well, Geno Smith. Guys love him. That one's tough. I'll tell you what, you put money on that. I doubt. I wonder what the odds are for that game for Patriots to win or to. I wonder if Greg has that in his article. I want to. Another Patriots upset. 2-0 Patriots would be wild. No one would have seen that coming.
No. And after tonight, I think they would lead the AFC East because one of these teams are going to lose. The Dolphins or the Bills, and then the Jets already have a loss. So if they go 2-0, they're leading the AFC East.
And then really quick, I wanted to pick the Saints over the Cowboys.
Why did you struggle with that? The Cowboys looked amazing.
I don't know. I just it's the Cowboys, and the Saints looked decent last week. I want to see if it's real or not.
Yeah, but this is the part of the year where the Cowboys shine, though.
Yeah, I mean, I did pick the Saints. I did pick the Cowboys. I'm not saying the Saints will win, but I wanted to pick the Saints. But I think my logic won here. I picked the Cowboys.
Let's finish it up here on Steelers Broncos because obviously you're a Bronco fan. Mm-hmm. Bo Nix did not look incredible last week. The play calling I don't think was very good last week. The commitment to those running backs, which might be the most talented players on their offense, wasn't great last week. I need to see something not only from Bo Nix, I need to see it from Sean Payton this week. You talked a lot of talk in the offseason. I need to see it now. Show me that you are this great offensive mind quarterback whisperer that we're supposed to believe that you are without Drew Brees. Haven't seen it yet.
I'm switching my pick. I'm picking Pittsburgh.
Oh, Angel, come on, man.
Whoa. Bronco Nation hates you.
Listen.
You truly do not like Knicks.
I like Knicks, but I'm just reading the stats last week right here. And look at the Pittsburgh stats defensively. I don't know if we're going to get past midfield.
Bo Nix, meet TJ Watt.
We don't have anyone who can.
Well, no, you guys have what's his name? He's going to put hands on him.
Courtland Sutton.
Courtland Sutton.
Maybe the combo of Mike McGlinchey and Courtland Sutton.
Who?
Yeah, I picked.
That's the right tackle, right?
I like to pick Pittsburgh, but I don't. My heart wants Broncos, but logically and on paper, the Pittsburgh Steelers offense actually has form now and has an identity. Defensively, they're just where they were last year, really good.
A little micro matchup here. I'm very interested to see George Pickens versus Surtain.
That's fantastic.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Although, did you guys hear Arthur Smith talk about last week's game plan? If you watched the Steelers last week, they exclusively threw in the flats or on the sidelines. Mm-hmm. He was asked about that, and he said, I am aware of the talent of Jesse Bates, and I was not going to throw in the middle of the field no matter what and let him wreck the game for us. So it's kind of interesting that a whole game plan around one player.
Well, Bates is like the best safety in the league. But yeah, it's interesting.
Kind of it. So I wonder if this game, I heard that and I thought George Pickens is going to see the ball. George Pickens is not going to see the ball. Because if you look at that Broncos defense, the one guy you're staying away from
Surtain.
Is Patrick Surtain.
Literally, everyone else you could very much go head to toe with.
So go start Van Jefferson. Go start Pat Freiermuth.
They did move Pickens around, but that's a good matchup.
Surtain needs to travel with Pickens.
He doesn't travel, and the Van Joseph defense they don't really travel too much. I think situationally,
sweet. We'll waste them on Van Jefferson.
Look, Van Joseph. That's just who we have to deal with. Vance Joseph just doing what he thinks is best.
Yeah, but all that being said, I won't pass too much judgment yet on the Broncos. Bo Nix second start. No one should be judging the Broncos until about half the season.
Yeah.
Or any rookie quarterback.
And this is not putting an excuse in for him. This is a pretty tough week 2 matchup, second week in the NFL.
For sure.
Like, this is tough. Joey Porter Jr., superstar in the making. Minka Fitzpatrick, playing free safety. Obviously, Watt, Hightower, that combo. Cam Hayward. Our offensive line wasn't great last week. We didn't run the ball very well. We had 0 to none yak after players either catch the ball or dropped it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. Broncos win it. It's going to be Bo Nix turns it on a little bit, but I have the Steelers, though. It's a tough one.
Gabe, anything you want to point out in any of these games here?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys a question, actually. The Bengals and Chiefs game, obviously it's an interesting game. Whether the Chiefs win or lose, they're still going into week 3 as the same old Chiefs. If the Bengals do somehow manage to get a win here, are your minds changed on the Bengals moving forward? The rest
Mine would, because I don't think they have a chance in hell of winning this game.
I think for them to win the game, Burrow would need to have a Burrow game, and that's when I would believe in him. And I think I really do think they would get up for this game, like for the Chiefs.
And that's kind of my question there. If Burrow has a Burrow game and they sneak a win, are the Bengals back?
I'm not saying back, but they'd be the Chiefs then.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so doom. Right now, it's doom and gloom. And you're like, yeah, there's some signs of life, I guess, like how I wanted to say it. I don't know if I would proclaim them as, they're back, Super Bowl favorites. I think it's still a lot of questions. But
it's going to be a good game.
They're not going to win.
It's in Arrowhead.
Let me clip this. They are not going to beat the Chiefs. Not a chance.
Percentage, like you're saying 0%.
I'll say this. You're going to see Carson Wentz in this game.
That's crazy.
They're going to blow them out.
I'm taking Burrow on the hope that bounce back game.
You know what this is? This is Karate Kid, right? And they're hopping around. They're fighting in there. You got Danny hopping on one leg. This is the coach saying, "Finish him.
Sweep the leg, Johnny."
They're going to go in.
You guys clearly didn't watch the ending of Karate Kid.
Well, yeah. As I was saying the analogy, I was like, well, just change the ending, though.
No, then
10 minutes later, he knocks him out.
He's
what
the
was
first
most
kid.
likely? Yeah. He's the
he's
matches,
the first kid.
The matches before that.
Yeah. He's the kid who got sacrificed in the name of the game.
It's going to be a brutal execution.
Yeah. They're going to go for kneecaps, and then Reed's going to do that thing at halftime that Mr. Miyagi does. He rubs his hands real fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be
Gabe.
That's a good game.
One more question before we wrap up the show. What chance do you give my Packers to win this week?
10, 20.
Sheesh.
Colts are good.
Wait, what did you say?
10 or 20%
Okay. I was like, what quantification is this?
10 to 20%. 10 to 20%.
I did not get that.
Oh,
okay.
They have a shot, but the Colts are good, dude. And they lost to the Texans, who are also a good team, but the Colts are good.
And this might be the homer in me, I just feel like these wide receivers, there have been a question mark on them for about a year now.
Where?
No. I'm saying as far as like, are these guys stars? Are these guys just a product of the system?
Oh.
I feel like if there was ever a test where we can show, love, we need you, but we could probably win a few without you, it's this game right here. That's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on good coaching, number one.
I don't know if the wide receiver is going to be the one who does that. I think it'd be Josh Jacobs, right?
I see.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not to run the ball too, but you're not. At some point, you're going to have to start throwing the ball a lot.
Here's what I would give you a chance. If Anthony Richardson doesn't take care of the ball, I think you have enough ball hawks in the secondary to maybe make it a game.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for.
It could have been very possible last week that the Eagles lose that game because you guys don't drop a couple of those picks. And I think that's the chance you have. If the defense can make some plays, cause some turnovers, and your offense can play clean football and a little ball control.
Yeah. Good game plan. Defense plays well. Contain Anthony Richardson. Don't let him get in the red zone. That's going to be a touchdown automatically. Stop the run and make him into a passing quarterback. He only completed nine passes last week.
Yeah, wasn't a juggernaut.
So, if you could just stop him from running the ball, make him into a passer, that's how you stop him on paper. But the Colts defense is good, too.
Yeah, so I was reading about that. So the Texans ran the most plays in the NFL last week. And just because of that, the Colts ran the least amount of plays in the offense in the NFL last week. So I expect those numbers to go up. If he's completing 9 passes a game, not great. But I think a little bit that has to do with just how the game script was, with the Texans running so many plays and controlling the ball so much. But against the Packers, I think it's going to be a tough guys game. It's going to be a tough guys football game.
Yeah. Little update in Miami.
Yeah.
Bills are up 24-7.
Last I checked, too, your boy Wright has 1 carry for 3 yards.
This might be a blowout, folks.
Okay, maybe that's good for me. Maybe Wright gets in the game.
Maybe he starts getting some carries now.
Let's not risk H.
Go Bills.
Okay.
So I don't need this to get close again then because H-Chan's a little hurt. So he'd be like, you know what?
Take him out.
Let's take him out.
Let's take the kid out.
He already has a touchdown, too, today, so.
Okay. All right.
James Cook, 2 total touchdowns, just tearing up on Thursday Night Football.
That's our episode for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 157. I hope you have an incredible week number 2 of the NFL season. Hope your fantasy teams eat, and hope everyone stays healthy. Let's stay healthy.
Let's stay healthy, folks. Let's stay healthy.
Hey, go Pack, go.
Yeah.
See you Monday.
Good luck, Bo Nix.